Welcome to Season of Change, transforming your life through the power and the word of God. Well, I have a wonderful guest tonight from United Kingdom, London, to be precise, but she's an indigene of Pakistan. She's
Yeah,
a great, she's the CEO of Rise Up Podcast, and she has published a book, Skyrocket Your Income with Your Passion by Following Your Passion. And
thank you.
tonight we'll be discussing a wonderful topic, self-image.
Yeah,
Anna, you're welcome to Season of Change.
thank you so much for having me here. I'm really, really, really excited. And I really want to talk about self-image because it is such a beautiful thing, especially with our connection to God and how we are created. So the beautiful thing I really want to start with is that we are created in the image of God. And when I say that, what I mean is that we are really, really perfect. We have got creative powers. He has given me power. If he has given us powers to create the life we want, he's supporting us all the time. He has given us the power that we can hold things in our imagination, and then by believing in them and by focusing on them, we can bring them into our physical world. But the key thing is that when we were little, when we were babies, when we were born, our subconscious mind was open. It was wide open to all kind of influences. And that's when we were told a lot of wrong things. We were told money doesn't grow on trees. We were told you are not good enough. We were told you have to work really, really hard to be successful. We were told that you shouldn't have everything. You're not worthy of everything, right? And that's when us being perfect creations who were actually created in the image of God, who are actually naturally meant to be successful, like our natural state of being is abundance, is success, is happiness, is love. And instead of that, we start to think that, oh, we have to fight for resources, we have to fight for things, we have to compete with other people, we have to snatch it because there's not enough in the world. And I really want you to think of it this way, that if we all take a deep breath, right, then still there is enough oxygen in the world because everything is unlimited. Like I was reading in the book Science of Getting Rich that even if everybody makes a huge house, I think he was a given example of White House or something, like a huge house, even then there is enough land on earth. So then why do
Yes.
we have these housing crises and this crisis and poverty and not having enough water, not having enough this? This is all in our mind when we are told these things, right? That's when what happens is we accept these ideas as babies in our young age, and then we let these ideas define us and they become the part of a reality. So when we are told over and over again that there's not enough money, then that becomes a part of our reality. However, if you just look around you, how much abundance is there? How many trees are there? How many plants are there? How much oxygen is there? How much beauty is there? It's everywhere. How much water is there, right? It's There is so much abundance, but we are told the wrong things. And the biggest thing is, for me, which has literally changed my life, is that we start to see ourselves in a different way. We start to think that, oh, we are not good enough. I don't deserve a good life. I deserve suffering. And especially, I don't know if a lot of viewers can relate, but coming from Asian culture where women are told that you have to sacrifice, you just have to, bend, you just have to constantly give up on your dreams. When you have kids, you have to forget about everything, forget your dreams, forget yourself. And we start to see ourselves like that. We start to see ourselves as inferior. We start to doubt ourselves. So really, the first shift is about start seeing yourself differently. You don't need to change anything about you. Just change the way you see yourself. That is the beauty. Because you are perfect. You are more than enough to get whatever you want, right? And when we step into that version, which is unapologetic, which is not scared of, it doesn't have fears that this will happen, this will go wrong. We just walk in faith because we know we can have it all. We know we have the same creative power which has created sun, moon, stars. We are using that power. That's when we realize that we are actually one with God, you know? There is no like, we are one with Him. We are His people, right? And that is so beautiful. Like it's like I felt that I was in a deep sleep and I've been woken up, and I've been told that you don't have to let go of your dreams, because my story is that I belong to a very conservative family in Pakistan, and I had faced a lot of domestic violence issues, and I was beaten up, and I had a lot of problems. And one day I literally fell unconscious, and my mom thought that she just lost me. She was really upset. And then something within me said to me that rise up. And that's why I named my podcast this Rise Up. That in the
That's all.
midst of problems, crazy things, just rise up, just looking at your God, and just become one with that desire of life, of abundance, of creation, of being more, of doing more, of having more, and really focusing on that light, right? So for me, my mission is to help moms understand that they can have it all, because I know being a mom is not easy. You have to focus on your kids' priorities, your priorities, household, everything. And then in the midst of all these, like working, you forget yourself, and you start to feel this frustration that, is this it? Is this my life? Right? And I want to tell them that you can have it all because you are one with God. You have the same creative power like God. You don't have to work 16 hours, because I know mom don't have that much time in their hands, right? You just create a beautiful image, just focus on it, feel the feeling, and the way will be given to you. Things will start happening to you, right? And the way will unfold. You're on mute. You're on mute, Joseph. Oh, I can't hear you. You're on mute. Mute.
Oh, sorry. I
Yeah.
said it's a very pathetic story. When I begin to hear that women are undergoing domestic violence, it's a very pathetic story. Wow, it touches my heart. Wow, it touches my heart. So I want to ask you some questions while we move on. How we see ourselves in our mind? How do we see ourselves in our mind, in our own mind? How do we see ourselves? How do we understand that this is the kind of person I am inside of me?
Yeah. So what happens is that there are two images we hold of ourselves. One, what we see in the mirror, what other people see is like what is our physical image, right? But one is what we see ourselves in our mind. Okay. So that is what we think we are. That is the other image. And a lot of times it is subconscious. So we don't even know that much detail, like how we see ourselves. But if somebody says, how do I see myself? How do I really figure out? Then the answer is, what are your results? Okay. So if you're earning a certain amount of income, that means you see yourself as somebody who can earn this much. Okay. If you're seen as somebody who's struggling in relationships, then you see yourself as somebody who's struggling in relationship, right? So all those things are not happening because you are flawed. You are perfect. As I said, you are created in the image of God. The problem is that we see ourselves less because of the story we have been told in our childhood when we were little, and we didn't have conscious faculties developed to say, oh, this doesn't make sense. When somebody said to us, you're not good enough, or when we got C or F in our report card, that's how we started to see ourselves. That became a mirror for us, right? And we started to think, oh yeah, I'm dumb, I'm not good at maths, I'm not good in English, I'm not good in talking, I don't have confidence. All these things we just told ourselves based on how other people said things to us, or based on our circumstances. So that's how we start seeing ourselves. And if we are not happy with our results, then the key is not, because a lot of people say, okay, what is the strategy? Give me the strategy. I need to do a course, I need to do a degree. And a lot of times they do a degree and it doesn't change, because you have got more knowledge, but you haven't changed the way you see yourself. So the question is, how do you see yourself? Take a piece of paper and pen and write, I am someone, and see what thoughts come in your mind. Some people say, oh, I'm a night owl, I cannot wake up in the morning. You cannot wake up in the morning because you don't see yourself as somebody who wakes up in the morning. For example, if you say, I'm a runner, and you run and you do all the things what a runner does, that means that you see yourself as a runner. So the question is, what is your identity? Who do you think you are? And it's not that who you actually are, because actually you have unbound potential. You can do whatever you want. You have God's power. But the question is, who do you think you are? How do you see yourself? What is the story you tell yourself over and over again every single day about your life, about your situation? And every single thing is reflected in your results, whether it's relationship, weight, life, health, money, anything, right? It's all because the way you see yourself. And it's very easy to change the way you see yourself, right? It's hard to change yourself, but you don't need to change yourself. You just need to change the way you see yourself. And that's when the results change. That's when the magic happens. Because a lot of people think that, oh, I need to know, I need knowledge. But knowledge itself cannot do anything until you change the way you see yourself, because you can get all sorts of knowledge but not act on it, right? How many people we see who are masters and PhD and they are struggling? They're really, really struggling. Why is that? Why their degrees don't reflect their income? Because there's a gap. They don't see themselves worthy of that income. So self-image is a huge thing. It is like, it is really defines us. It's really controlling all of our results.
Wow, that's great. So I want to ask you, mentioned finding our identity. How do we find our identity?
Oh, that's a lovely question. So how do we find our identity? The biggest thing is, what would you love? Okay. What would you love to see in you? Okay. So for example, if I see somebody and I say, wow, I love that, right? That doesn't mean that I like that person's thing. What it means is that that thing is in me and I'm seeing in her, and that is stimulating me because I'm saying, wow. So my inner desire is trying to express itself, and that's why I see that person and I say, wow, I notice it. So I notice what is in me, right? So what kind of people you like, what kind of characteristics you like in other people, that is what is actually in you. So the point is that you start affirming it to yourself every single day that this is who I am. So when I did this activity, I wrote a script for me, right? I like, like you write the script for an actor, right? You write, this is a role, you're going to do this, you're going to act like this, you're going to say this, you're going to dress like this. I wrote my script, right? That this is who I am. And the reason that I say that it's based on my desire, because the desire is the proof that I have the possibility within me to do it. Otherwise, I wouldn't wish, right? If it's not meant for me, I wouldn't desire it. There are so many things I don't desire, right? Because it's not meant for me. So what is really meant for you, you always desire, because your desire is coming from deep down the core of you, from the essence of your true personality. So whatever you desire in other people, you like in other people, that means that is meant to be part of your identity. So if you like some thought leader or some person and you really like the way they talk, or you really like the way they express themselves, or you like their confidence, that means that's meant to be your identity. So how can you not copy them, but emulate their identity, adopt it in your own way? That is the question.
Wow, thank you very much. So how can we reform our self-image?
So there are really two steps to reform self-image. The first step is to, because when I was reforming my self-image, I skipped the first step and I realized it didn't work. So that's why I really want to explain both the steps. There are two steps. One is awareness of what you are right now. How do you see yourself, right? So really go deeper and take all the areas of your life and say, what do I think I am in that area? So asking yourself, who I think about me in my relationships, what kind of husband I am, what do I think I am, right? What kind of a wife I am, what kind of son I am, right? In your relationship, what kind of person I am in general. Like some people believe that they get annoyed very quickly. This is just a belief. This is how we see ourselves. Some people say, I love going out. So now going out is the way you believe about yourself. So everything you think about yourself is what you believe about yourself. Now the question is, what kind of beliefs you want to keep and what kind of beliefs you want to get rid of, right? Because if it's not serving you, it needs to go. right? If you're saying that I'm a night owl, I don't like to get up in the morning, but your work really suffers, you're not achieving your goals because you're waking up all night trying to waste time, and then you're not able to, do the work you need to do, that means it's wasting your time, right? So you need to change that belief and say, I am a morning person. I love waking up in the morning. Feel it. Really feel the feeling, right? Feeling is the secret. So really become aware of what are the beliefs you hold. Where are you now at every area of life? Write all those beliefs down. And when I did that, I felt really sad because I was like, oh my God, I don't like these beliefs. It's really sad that I hold these beliefs about me, right? And even like I wrote the belief about me that money is hard to earn. Why do I believe that? I don't want to believe that. Because if I believe that, it'll be hard for me to earn, right? I'll have to work really, really hard because I believe that. So, what kind of beliefs do we want to hold and what kind of beliefs do you want to release? That is the question. But for that, we need to really dig deeper and keep writing because a lot of our beliefs are subconscious. They're very fast, they're like breathing. You can't even tell you're believing that. So, you have to really dig deeper and ask yourself, what do I believe about this? What do I believe about this? What area do you want to change? And the second step is then writing a new belief and feeling it, affirming it with feelings, because our subconscious mind understands feelings. So when you feel emotionally strong about something, it accepts that idea. So you have to emotionally feel, I'm a confident person. So if you are not confident, if you don't feel confident right now, that doesn't mean you're not confident, because that confident version is within you right now. The only thing is you don't see yourself as a confident person. So now you're telling yourself, I'm a confident person. Feel it, say it, like really deeply connect with it. The more you give it emotions, the more your subconscious mind will accept it. And the more you have to constantly do repetition, because imagine this thing, when you were a child and you started learning how to eat, right? And your mother told you, eat like this, and you didn't do it. And then she told you again, and she told you again, and she told you again. And one day you finally understood, okay, this is how I'm supposed to eat, right? So similarly, now you're undoing a lot of things what you learned, and which you don't like about yourself. So how do you do that? By repetition, constantly affirm those new beliefs, constantly, and you will see naturally that your habits will start to change. Like one of the things which I share about myself, like I didn't like to eat healthy food. I didn't like to eat salads, right? And I kept affirming in my script that I love eating healthy, I love salads. And one day I said to myself, I really feel like eating salads. And I used to be the person who used to hate salads. So I said, why do I feel like eating a salad? Then I went there's one of like a shop here, it's really nice, with Marks and Spencer. They do really nice salads. I went there and I bought a really nice salad bowl from there, and I thought, wow, like I used to be the person who hates salad, and I've seen this natural shift in me that I love salad. I feel like I have this craving to eat salad. What happened? Because I kept affirming, and then the program changed. Then my mind accepted the new idea. So you want to make it natural. You don't want to force it, because when you force it, it doesn't happen. How many times it happened that we say, okay, I'm going to lose weight. Tomorrow, I will eat healthy. I'll not eat any junk and I'll lose weight. After 3 days, you're back. You're like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. This is a nightmare, right? So the more you force, the more hard it is. But if you constantly feel it, affirm it, then action will become easier. So before taking action to change the habit, feel it, really implant that belief. Keep telling it to yourself, and then it will naturally happen.
Wow, thank you very much. I want to say this. That means with all what you've said, nobody is born to be a failure.
Exactly. We are naturally born to live in abundance, in happiness, in love, in peace, everything that we desire. It's a natural state. And that's why we are frustrated, right? Deep down, we are frustrated. Why it's not working? I'm stuck. Because we know deep down that we are meant to live in abundance. We are meant to live in happiness.
That's great. Thank you very much. I'll move to the next one. What effect is self-image having on us on us?
So self-image literally controls 96 to 98% of all our results because we work on autopilot. The moment we wake up from our bed in the morning, we are functioning on autopilot. We wake up, we brush our teeth, we do our things. So most of the time we are thinking. So who is taking over our day? Our subconscious mind, right? So
Yes.
it controls all our results. And what happens is that when you want to go after that goal, that dream, right? And you say, okay, I'm going to take action. Your self-image is not set to you achieving that thing, right? It is set to where you are right now, where your results are. So it will give you the most logical reason why you shouldn't go after your goals. So within 5 seconds, your mind is going to kill your next idea. So before actually taking action, what you need to do is you need to implant that idea. So you need to go in your imagination, feel that you're already doing that. Let me give you a very simple example. If you want a dream car, you have a dream, you want this car, you love this car, and it's impossible to get this car. It's so expensive, okay? But you really want it. So see yourself driving that car in your imagination. Feel it. Really tap into the feeling. You're driving that car in the fast speed. If you can, go for a test drive so you know what it's like to feel that car. Go on YouTube and see. I'm just giving an example of the car, but you can do it with anything, right? Anything, any habit, anything. But really feel, tap into the feeling, right? And once you tap into the feeling, your subconscious mind will accept that this is the car you have right now. Because when you go in your imagination, your mind cannot tell if it's real or if it's imagined. You know it, your mind doesn't know it, right? So you constantly keep telling your mind, this is the car I have, this is the car I have. Then your mind says, okay, so this is the car he has, I need to deliver it. So it immediately a way unfolds and you start to naturally take actions and you start a point of attraction because now your mind believes that you have this car. You attract everything to you to make it happen. So the key for you is to plant the idea by feeling it. And if you do that, success will become natural. Achieving goals will become natural. A lot of people say, okay, what action do I need to take? They keep on taking action, but they haven't planted the idea. So the result is based on what idea you plant. So it doesn't work. So plant the idea first. Tap into that amazing power that you have got. And then success will become natural. You won't have to work 16 hours a day to get it. It will come with ease and flow.
That's great. That's great. That's great. So let me ask you this last but not the least question. How can self-image help us in achieving our goals?
So self-image is the biggest enabler to achieve your goals, okay? Because you can never outperform it. So if you say, you know what, I don't care, I'm not going to change my self-image, but I'm going to go and achieve my goals, it's not going to work because self-image is going to stop you. It's going to give you the most logical reason on this earth to say you shouldn't do that. And it will keep stopping you. You will be terrified to take action. And you'll be taking wrong actions and you'll be going around in circles and you'll be like, why it's not happening? I'm working 16 hours a day. I'm killing myself. I've spent so much money in programs and courses. It's not working. Why it's not working? Because your mind is not in alignment. In your mind, this is the person you are. So it will always take you to where it's set. It's like, I'll give a really cool example. It's like a thermostat in houses. You know, when it's really cold and you have a heating system, right? And you set a temperature. And then what happens is that all of a sudden the temperature goes up, right? And you open the window and it gets colder and thermostat turns back in and it controls the temperature, right? This is what self-image does. Whenever you change your results, it brings it back to where they were. So first you need to elevate your self-image to achieve any goal you want. Otherwise, it is not going to work. It is just not going to work. You'll keep going around in circles. It is the biggest enabler to make you successful. And once you do this, success will become natural. You will naturally go towards it. You don't have to make 20 trackers and charts and things. You will just naturally do it. Like you naturally eat, you do other things, you'll just naturally take steps.
Thank you very much. That's great. Let me ask you the last question before we bring it to a close. Now you're talking about self-image, help us achieving our goals. with the situation of economy all over the world, how do you think self-image can help us? People are passing through tough times, hard times, a lot of difficulties. People are losing their jobs. How do you think self-image can help us in this aspect?
So I did a live on this about it as well, that it's recession and all those things are happening, but there are two ends of the spectrum. Some people are really struggling, and some of the companies are booming. And the most amount of millionaires are made during recession. The most
Yes.
amount of top companies, Fortune 500, are actually created during recession. So the question is, are you letting recession impact you? Or are you actually saying, I'm going to serve this world, I'm going to add value and help the world, and I'm going to actually present my talent so actually I can benefit more from the recession? It's totally depending on your perception. The people who offer value, the people who can help people in this recession will get more money because you're contributing in the society. So recession has nothing to do with your success. Your success is all about your thinking. Where are you focusing? I have seen so many people who have built multi-million pound businesses just during COVID. What happened? They just focused on how can I serve other people during COVID? How can I make lives better? Think of the people who were making masks, who were making hand sanitizers, right? So
Yes.
what happened? What is your focus? Are you focusing on the fact that recession is going to impact you and you're going to suffer? Or are you saying, you know what, because of recession, I'm going to boom? Because most millionaires are made like that. So it's
Yes.
really, where are you focusing? Where is your mind? Wherever you focus, you give energy and you attract in your life. So where are
Wow.
you giving energy? That is the question. Recession is
Thank,
nothing. I think it's just a distraction. If you want to achieve success, you have to focus your mind on the goal and forget about the circumstances.
wow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We really appreciate your time being on this platform, Season of Change, transforming
Thank
your life to the power in the Word of God. I want you to quickly tell people about your podcast, how they can get connected with you on your social media handle, your website, or your podcast platform. Can
Yeah.
you do that?
If that's okay, I'll send you the links if you could share for my Facebook profile where I do a show called Moms on Fire, and I help moms I show them how they can have it all. I really, and it's, to be honest, it's for everybody, because it's really showing them that how you can tap into the power of your mind on your self-image and create the life you desire with ease and flow, right? So there's so much content. I go there live every day, come up with present a new idea, share my learnings. It's really beautiful. I'm gonna share my Facebook. It's Anum Hayat, but I'm gonna share the link if that's okay. I'm gonna send it to you. And my podcast is Rise Up by Anum Hayat. I'm gonna share the link again of and it's so much value. Like, if you want to really tap into the power of your mind and create your ideal life, you need to know this information, because this changed my life. This changed millions of lives, because once you really tap into this incredible power you have got, because as I said, you have got God's power. Are you tapping into it? Are you becoming one with God? Are you realizing who you really are? Are you seeing yourself differently? That's what it's all about. Recession and problems and all these things, you have to rise up from them, otherwise they'll constantly become the part of your life. But when you rise up and say, you know what, I know who I am, then nothing matters. All these things are just outside circumstances. Everything starts from within.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's nice having you on this platform. In 2 minutes, or 3 minutes, I just want, because we have 5 minutes to go, I just want you to tell people what about Season of Change or podcast. Can you just say brief thing, your testimony? Just give us your testimony, your about Season of Change. What do you think about Season of Change, this
Yeah.
platform?
Yeah, I was watching your other episodes as well, and it's really really nice. I love the fact that you bring people from all walks of life and really inspire people, because one of the things is that in this time and age where media is telling all the negative things, right, and where it's showing that what is going wrong and really putting highlight on that, and negativity is becoming the part, like everybody's just getting worried. it is really, really important for somebody and people to step up and say, you know what, this is the positive side. This is a transformation. This is where your power lies. So really bringing people from different walks of life and really showing people that there is a way you can transform. And most important thing, you have the power of God. In the name of God, you can do anything you want, right? Like you can
Yeah.
take God's support. You have got everything available to you. You just need to tap in. You just need to become aware of it. I think it's such a beautiful thing. And I really appreciate you doing this and impacting lives and transforming lives. This is such a beautiful thing to do. So huge well
Wow.
done. And I love it.
Thank you very much, because our time is fast spent. Thank you. We'll be bringing it to the recording to an end. Thank you very much. God bless you. This is Season of Change, transforming your life through the power in the Word of God. We believe we'll still have you more on this platform. We pray that God will keep you and keep your home. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you. Take care. Yeah. Shall I just
Stop the,
download it quickly? I just want to make
you
sure.
stop the recording.
Okay.